Okay, just to give you a real quick here, this is a pop-up example that I've saved mid-flight. So basically it's to save time. The aircraft is in mid-flight. I'm going to dive slowly to steer 4, which is my IP. I'm going to go ahead and get my fence-in tasks completed. I'll be 500 AGL, at which point, and 500 knots calibrated, which will give me the the 486 calibrated, which is going to give me the true airspeed of 500 for the bomb release. Anyway, I'll have all the data in the HUD to make the pop-up maneuver, but right about a beam this town, I'll start my offset and pull up, roll in on a north heading, and dive 30 degrees to hit the target. And instead of pulling up, I'm going to roll and pull laterally hard away from the target area. So this will be new for me. I haven't done that before. It's a nuclear plant, and do some recon here. I'll show you the target. There's a AAA battalion there, KS-19s and 12s. Those won't be a factor, but the ZU-23s and the ZPU-2s and the ZIL-135s, those are all going to be firing larger caliber bullets at the aircraft. And then, of course, the where's it at? Targets. The target is going to be this nuclear reactor here. Now I could stagger these and hit both of them, but I'm just going to drop a pair right here. I'm going after this this tower right here. So that's the target. It's already saved in the data cartridge. You can see target steer point 5 is the power plant, 463 feet MSL, and that'll be in the HUD. We've also got another program over here called Weapons Delivery Planner, which is very similar, probably to, well, I'm sure you guys had something to plan stuff, or at least they do now computer-wise. You guys were probably using a slide rule whenever you were flying. You're so old. Anyway, just kidding. So what we'll do is we open the mission, and it pulls in the data from the flight, and I'm just going to select my package real quick, and then I'll show you the pop-up stuff. It's already pretty much set. Got my profile, which you can see down here, as I said before, just short of the town. I'll be offsetting, pulling up, and then rolling in at 30 degrees. It's also got all my DED data for the VRP information and the offset aim points. And then over here on the left, I'm not going to go through each thing. You can just pause it and see everything. But you can see 485 calibrated is going to give me a true airspeed of, the hell is it? Oh yeah, down here, 501. And this is going to give me my, it's going to be what I use based on my ballistics diagrams for the Mark 82s. Just dropping a pair of Mark 82s. And then here's all my panel information, and just want to make sure I save this to the DTC so it'll be ready in the aircraft once I get there. Also notice down here the target's visible in the HUD, so I won't get the delayed release queue, which is good. I don't want that. I want to see the target when I release. And then the nice thing too is it's now printed on my data card. I can see all the delivery data here. So I just go to my cards directory, pull this up here, and then I can pull up my data card and all the information's in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and print this. So I have all my data on my, I don't have a kneeboard or anything like that, just set it on the desk, of course. Alright, so get my data card set up. I can verify all the numbers that are in the that are transferred to the data cartridge, make sure they're in my DED, and we should be ready to go. Alright, execute, save everything to the desktop. Also, I've got a my chaff and flare program. I want to change sequence interval burst 5. I want to do 3 intervals here because 2 wasn't enough. That's for the chaff, more importantly the flare. So what's going to happen is when I run program 3 in the pop, it's going to burst 5 1 second apart. It'll wait 3 seconds, and it'll do it again. And since I'm only going to do 1 attack, let's do this 4, because well, I don't need 4. I just need 3. Okay, here we go. Okay. Alright, there's my steer point. Lights off. Tank inerting. Start my ACMI. Manual. Let's go to program 3. Master arm on. Air to ground. And let's VRP is good. Okay. Set my ALO 450. And the other thing I'm going to do here is
altitude.
2700 is my min release altitude, but that's also got like a 500 buffer in it, so I'm going to use that to help alert me. Okay, coming up on my target. I think we're pretty much fenced in. Coming up on the IP, sorry. I don't normally zoom in my HUD like this, but I'm going to do it so you can kind of see everything. Alright, let's switch to the next steer point. Start to see my VRP and data there. My flight path marker is on the VRP, then I've got the pull-up point. And then I'm also going to have a pull-down point and a offset aim point, or a aim-off point for the dive. Okay, music's on. Okay, let's get lined up here.
Altitude.
Okay, there's the VRP. Okay, I'm going to be pulling left at 280, climbing and pulling down at 4300, all 4G. At 3.5 is when I'm going to pull to the offset heading, which is leading about 0.2 miles, which is not, the lead rolls and the lead pull downs are not built into the software, so I have to do it myself. Here we go. Early roll, pull, 4G. There's 280, afterburner, countermeasures. I'm a little inside my target area. There's my target. Pulling down. It's my offset aim point. Hold it.
Altitude.
Altitude. Well, I overstressed the aircraft on that one.
Chaff, flare, out. Altitude.
I would like to have done that without pulling 7 Gs because, yeah, 5.5 is the max, so we'll have to have the aircraft looked at when we get back.